need a few things, or at least that's what's worked for us before.
A hidden truth lies beneath the roar of engines and the smell of burnt rubber on Street Outlaws. The show hooked millions, but behind the scenes, a different kind of race was happening. Why did the biggest names, the very heart of the series, suddenly vanish? From broken promises to heartbreaking losses, the real reasons Big Chief and other stars left will shock you. Big Chief's battle with the bosses. The world of street racing knows few names as legendary as Big Chief. His journey from a young boy fascinated by speed to a powerful figure in the sport is a story of passion and dedication. As he grew, so did his influence in the Oklahoma City street racing scene. Big Chief became the go-to person, the gatekeeper of the famous 405 list. If any racer wanted a spot among the fastest, they had to prove themselves by going through him. His authority was built on years of dedication and a deep understanding of the sport. His first car, a Pontiac GTO, was a project of love and power, transforming into the legendary machine known as the Crow. Over time, the Crow evolved, even becoming the Crow Mod, a Pro Mod version. However, Big Chief held a strong belief that Pro Mods did not belong on the list, a list meant for true street cars. This conviction led him back to racing a heavy frame car, staying true to his roots and the spirit of street racing he championed. Fans of Street Outlaws were left scratching their heads when Big Chief was surprisingly absent from recent seasons, especially America's List. Whispers and rumors flew, but the real story remained hidden. Finally, in April 2022, Big Chief himself broke the silence in a YouTube video, revealing that his permanent departure was due to serious disagreements with the production company's rules. The core of the conflict revolved around a policy called Race Your Way In. Big Chief felt this rule was fundamentally unfair. He saw that a disproportionate number of racers from the Street Outlaws Memphis crew were being given opportunities to join, while many other deserving racers were simply left out. He believed this policy went against his principles and his unwavering dedication to his own racing strategy and the integrity of the list. For Big Chief, this was not just a minor disagreement about rules. It was a direct challenge to his role as the race master. He felt that if the production company could dictate who got in and how, inviting certain racers while excluding others, his authority and the very fairness of the list were undermined. This perceived interference led to a major blow-up between Big Chief, the Memphis crew, and the production company. The clashes with production were not the only reasons for Big Chief stepping away. The relentless pace of being a reality TV star also took a heavy toll. He openly spoke about an exhausting schedule that left him little time for himself. He needed to unwind, and more importantly, focus on his family. This included his wife, Alicia Shearer, and their children, Corbin and Corville. The constant demands of filming meant that even his beloved workshop operations suffered, as he was often away. There were also baseless rumors circulating about him needing rehab, which he quickly shut down. Big Chief clarified that his only true addictions in life were speed, adrenaline, and the high-octane action of racing. The demanding schedule and the need to prioritize his personal life revealed the human cost of reality TV fame. The need to clarify false rumors also showed the invasive nature of being a public figure. To regain control over his life and his racing, aligning it more with his personal values, he started a new venture called 187 Customs. This new workshop, co-founded with another racer named Phantom, allowed him to spend more time at home while still pursuing his passion for cars and racing. Despite this professional shift, he assured his fans that he and Sean, another Street Outlaws star, remained good friends. Even after he departed from the main show, his Instagram profile still listed Street Outlaws, which left many fans confused about whether he would ever return. He had been thrilled to be part of America's List, but his core issues with racing regulations and the show's direction remained unresolved. Monza's loyalty tested. Jerry Monza Johnston, a name synonymous with the iconic split-bumper Camaro, was a bedrock of the Street Outlaws series. His story is one of unwavering dedication, but even deep loyalty can be strained when the business side of racing takes over. Monza is recognized by his distinctive 1972 split-bumper Camaro. For over a decade, he poured his heart and soul into this machine, updating and transforming it into a formidable race car. Monza was a consistent presence, a regular part of the Street Outlaws storyline, and his loyalty to the brand was well known. His nickname, Monza, was even tied to a car he raced before his famous Camaro was ready for its television debut. The news that Monza was pushed out after years of loyalty sent shockwaves through the Street Outlaws fan base. His decision to not participate in the sixth season of No Prep Kings stemmed from serious contract disagreements. For Monza, racing was not just a passion. It was his business, and he treated it with the seriousness it deserved. While the exact details of his contract were never made public, it was understood that these agreements could vary greatly from person to person and were subject to change upon renewal. Monza openly admitted the immense financial strain of participating in No Prep Kings. He confessed that he simply could not chase No Prep Kings all year and spend everything that I've made in the last 10 years. At 56 years old, he needed to secure his future, not deplete his savings by blowing $150,000 on races. He expressed a deep sense of frustration, feeling that after 11 years of helping to build the Street Outlaw brand, he should not have to spend his hard-earned savings just to follow the show around. His contract was eventually cut, making it impossible for him to maintain the demanding schedule without significant sponsors. Adding to his woes, the cost of his new Chevelle was higher than anticipated, and its completion took much longer than planned. Despite his absence from No Prep Kings and the financial hurdles, Monza never truly hung up his racing gloves. He unveiled a brand new No Prep Chevelle, a car purpose-built for competition, even though financial issues kept him from racing it in the No Prep Kings series. He made it clear that fans would still see his car on the track, even if he was not yet sure where or when. He started actively setting up appearances and talking with various tracks to schedule dates, showing his determination to continue racing on his own terms. The racing community and fans continue to buzz with excitement about a potential 2025 comeback for Monza, especially with the recent changes to the No Prep Kings format. Monza's continued efforts to race despite leaving the main show and facing significant financial challenges demonstrated his deep-seated passion for the sport itself, a passion that existed independently of the television spotlight. Reaper's heartbreak. James Goad, universally recognized as Reaper, was a formidable presence on the track, known for his bold personality and aggressive driving style. For many seasons, he fiercely competed in his car, aptly named the Reaper, cementing his place as a fan favorite. Later, he introduced a new machine to the racing world, a car he called D's Nuts. His dedication to speed was evident in his builds, including a powerful 1969 Camaro boasting an incredible 4,000 horsepower, equipped with a Procharger and a Holley Dominator ECU. He planned to unleash this beast not only in the Street Outlaws TV series, but also at other major big-tire racing events across the country. The detailed descriptions of Reaper's cars and their immense power, combined with his fierce presence, established his identity as a serious, dedicated racer. The very names of his cars, like the Reaper and D's Nuts, showed a personal connection and a deep sense of pride in his creations. The Street Outlaws community was left stunned and heartbroken by a profound tragedy that struck James Goad. He faced a devastating personal loss that sent shockwaves through fans and fellow racers alike. This incident marked a somber chapter in his life, revealing the immense emotional toll that can lie hidden behind the high-octane world of street racing. The specific personal loss that shook Reaper to his core was the horrific destruction of both his prized Camaros in a trailer fire. This devastating incident occurred as he and his wife Stacy were traveling home from the Reapers All-Star No Prep event in Texas. Stacy noticed a strange glow or sparks coming from the trailer. Despite James initially thinking it was just the safety chain sparking, Stacy saw the sparks again, and then the trailer lights went out, but the ominous glow remained. When James pulled over and approached the trailer, he saw the glow through the cracks of the door. He rushed back to the RV to grab fire extinguishers, but upon opening the side access door, he discovered the entire front of the trailer was engulfed in flames. The cars, filled with methanol, provided ample fuel for the blaze, making them total losses by the time the fire department arrived. Reaper was utterly devastated by the loss, feeling as though he was done with racing. His wife, Stacy, poignantly explained the depth of their attachment, stating that their lives had revolved around these cars for the past 5 years, and they were like our children. To walk into the shop and see them reduced to skeletal forms, transformed from beautiful machines to mere shells, was truly heartbreaking. In a twist of fate, a second trailer fire on May 16, 2023, was miraculously prevented from becoming another total loss, all thanks to a properly installed fire suppression system. This crucial system saved his newest no-prep King's ride, a car he was deeply attached to, even more so than his famous Reaper Camaro, because he and his brothers had built everything on it. Reaper noted that the first fire, which resulted in a $500,000 loss, could have been entirely prevented with a $10,000 to $15,000 fire suppression system. Despite the immense setback of the first fire, Reaper had managed to rebuild and get back to racing, a testament to his incredible resilience and unyielding spirit. J.J. DeBoss, Jonathan Day, better known as J.J. DeBoss, is a figure forged in the crucible of Memphis street racing. He came from a family of roofers and spent the first 2 decades of his life working in the trade, pouring all his earnings into fixing up old cars. His path to street racing was born out of necessity. He simply could not afford to compete at traditional racetracks. On the streets, he learned to be smart or slick, famously mastering the art of leaving on 2 inches when the race was supposed to start on 3, a jumpstart tactic he famously called off-witch ahead. Life on the streets was not without its harsh lessons. JJ spent 8 years and 1 month in federal prison, an experience he describes as a profound learning process that taught him to appreciate and respect life and everyone in it. After his release, he continued his passion for buying, fixing, and selling old cars, using the profits to finance his beloved racing. He often says he would rather street race than eat when he is hungry, a testament to his deep, almost spiritual connection to the sport. JJ is known for his audacious moves, like putting Midget and Precious, both formidable female drivers, in cars to race when others refused to compete against him. This bold strategy allowed him to win many bets and earn a significant amount of money. He is widely recognized as the fastest man on the streets of Memphis and a notorious gambler, owning a fleet of famous cars, including Zip-T, Ola Heavy, Hummingbird, the Malibu, and Heifer. He even created his own vibrant street racing scene known as Spin City. JJ's background in roofing, his financial constraints that led him to street racing, and his time in federal prison paint a picture of a man forged by hard knocks. His slick tactics and use of female drivers highlighted a cunning, unconventional approach to racing. The prison experience was presented as a turning point, adding a layer of personal growth to his outlaw persona. JJ's unpredictable behavior and a series of legal issues have caused friction with the show's producers. He was involved in what was described as a Machiavellian strategy, seemingly with the full endorsement of the show's producers, employing underhanded tactics during races. What was shocking was that the producers remained passive, seemingly more interested in capturing dramatic camera shots than intervening in escalating situations. The fallout from one particular race led to a legal battle, with JJ being apprehended and charged with aggravated assault. He was later released on a $30,000 bond. An ongoing lawsuit, Seeking $5 million from a person named Larkin continues, but JJ has so far managed to evade formal indictments. In November 2023, another controversial incident occurred when a man was filmed holding onto the back of JJ's famous car, Old Heavy, as it sped down the Darlington Dragway. This dangerous stunt prompted the World Drag Association to cease sanctioning events at Darlington Dragway. In response, Darlington Dragway itself banned JJ from hosting any future events, citing serious safety and insurance violations. The details of JJ's legal troubles and the Darlington Dragway ban revealed the serious real-world consequences of actions portrayed on the show. The claim that producers endorsed underhanded tactics and remained passive was a critical point, suggesting a potential complicity in or exploitation of risky behavior for entertainment. Despite facing legal issues and potentially burning bridges with some producers, JJ Dayboss is not one to wait for permission. He has carved out his own path, actively hosting street racing events across the southern United States and leveraging social media platforms to keep his racing empire thriving. He embodies the very essence of outlaw racing: fast, raw, dangerous, and defiantly independent. Through all the challenges, he has remained true to himself and the streets that raised him. Rumors even circulated that JJ wanted to leave the show because he was being blamed for Big Chief's departure. This added another layer to the internal drama and blame game that sometimes played out within the Street Outlaws community. Farm Truck and AZN. Sean Farm Truck Whitley and Jeff AZN Bonnet are a dynamic pair, celebrated for their truly unconventional car builds. Farm Truck's love for trucks began early, at just 12 years old, riding in his father's 1956 Ford pickup. As a teenager, he found himself in the heart of the action, standing between the fastest cars on Route 66, flashlight in hand, to start the races. His search for the perfect sleeper led him to his legendary 1970 C10 Chevy pickup, the Farm Truck, a vehicle deceptively fast despite its unassuming appearance. Farm Truck and AZN became famous for their unique strategy known as fishing. This involved luring unsuspecting racers into betting money by showering their cars with compliments while subtly downplaying the Farm Truck's true power. AZN was the master of smack talk, setting the trap, while Farm Truck handled the driving, reeling in the wins. AZN, Farm Truck's best friend for over a decade, shared a similar upbringing in Oklahoma, deeply embedded in the local racing scene. His 1964 Chevy II Nova was an important early car for him, marking his own entry into the world of speed. Their fishing strategy and unconventional vehicles like the Farm Truck highlighted a unique, almost playful approach to street racing that set them apart from the more serious competitors. Fans noticed when Farm Truck and AZN became surprisingly absent from the 405's core crew. Their break from the show, however, was entirely intentional. They had a clear reason. They wanted to remain true to their street-style roots. The show was evolving, pushing towards more extreme pro-mod-type race cars, which were not only incredibly expensive, but also demanded a level of time and dedication that Farm Truck and AZN simply could not, or did not want to, commit to. Farm Truck humorously stated they would rather put nitrous on a toilet than go that fast, while AZN added, "It's expensive, so we acted our wage," emphasizing their pragmatic approach to racing. Despite their decision to step back, they admitted to feeling a fleeting sense of being left out as their peers, like Ryan Martin, dominated the No Prep Kings series. However, this feeling was quickly overshadowed by their continued support for their fellow racers. Their decision to step back was a conscious choice to preserve their original racing philosophy and maintain their financial stability. The increasing cost and technical demands of the No Prep Kings format pushed them away, as it deviated significantly from their street-style roots. The story of Farm Truck and AZN came full circle when Street Outlaws Season 15 made a deliberate return to its original heritage. The show began showcasing true street racing and streetable cars once again, which was the perfect signal for Farm Truck and AZN to make their comeback. AZN expressed his excitement about the show, reeling back the speed of the cars and the size of the tire for the new OG small tire show. This change perfectly suited his Jeeper Sleeper, a 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, which, with its mandated Mickey Thompson 275 drag radial tires, was an ideal fit for the new format. AZN even proved the Jeeper Sleeper's prowess by winning the daily driver battle against big names like Big Chief and Daddy Dave. Inspired by AZN's success, Farm Truck acquired his own 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee, affectionately named Penny, to evolve as both a racer and a builder. Beyond their return to the main show, Farm Truck and AZN also successfully shifted gears into their own spin-off series, Street Outlaws Farm Truck and AZN, which premiered in January 2022. This show allowed them to dive deep into their signature crazy car builds, creating wild machines like an air cannon car, a drag racing Zamboni, and even a haunted hearse. They also revived their business, the Farm Truck and AZN shop, launched their own merchandise line, and maintained a strong presence on YouTube, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of their creative builds and racing escapades. The departures of Big Chief, Monza, Reaper, and the temporary hiatus of Farm Truck and AZN from Street Outlaws reveal a complex web of personal choices, financial realities, and clashes with production. Each story highlights the intense pressures and personal sacrifices involved in reality television, where the passion for racing often collides with the demands of entertainment, forcing these stars to make difficult choices about their careers and their lives.